Welcome to Mission Math Tutoring. Today we'll be going over on how to graph linear equations in point-slope form. This is a topic taken from Algebra 1. Let's get started. Let's take a look at what point-slope form even is. Here we have the equation for point-slope form. It is y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. In this equation, m represents the slope and x1 and y1 represent the points. Now let's take a look at what slope is again. Slope stands for rise over run. Now let's show an actual representation of what that means. So basically, rise over run is telling us how much you're rising on the graph and how much you're running, which is towards the right. So in this case, the slope would be, look, since you're running 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're rising 1, 2, 3, 4. So it would be 4 over 4, so the slope would equal 1. Now let's look at our first graphing example. First, we want to identify what the slope is. In this case, we know the slope is 3 over 2. Next, let's take a look at what the coordinates are. So when we come to our x-coordinate, if we have 2, whatever we have, we take the opposite sign here. So x1 is going to equal to -2. Here we have our y1. y1 would be y1 equals, we're going to be taking the opposite of this number, so it'd be -1. So when we write both of these points as one cohesive coordinate point, it's going to be -2, comma, -1. Now let's graph this. So on the graph, we're going to go to -2, -1, -2, and -1 here. That's going to be our first point. Now our slope is 3 over 2. This means that the rise is going to be 3 and the run is going to be 2. So we're going to be rising 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to have a run of 2, 1, 2. So our next coordinate point is going to be 0, comma, 2. And we're going to continue this again. So we're going to rise 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to have a run of 2. So our next point is going to be here. Then we just draw a line across these points. This is not the greatest line, but it would look something like this. Now let's go on to our next graphing example. So here, try doing this yourself. Pause the video and see if you can figure it out. Alright, now let me show you the solution. So first, let's identify what the slope is. In this case, we know the slope is going to be 2 over 2, which equals to 1. So the slope of this graph is just going to be 1. So 1 can also be written as 1 over 1. So in this case, the rise is going to be 1, and the run is also going to be 1. Now let's take a look at the coordinates. So first, let's look at x1. In this case, in the original equation, it's x minus 4. So x1 would just be equal to positive 4. And then let's go over y1. y1 here in the original equation, since we have -1, it's going to be positive 1. So we know the original coordinate we're going to start at is going to be 4, comma, 1. So when we go to the graph, we're going to go to 4, and we're going to go to here at 1. Since the rise and run, the slope is just going to be 1 over 1, we're going to go up 1 and right 1. We're going to go up 1 and right 1, and then we're going to keep on continuing this, and then we're just going to draw a line across it. That's how you graph in point slope form. Thank you for watching this tutorial. If you have any more questions, please let me know.